So at every moment, you have the opportunity to either be a host to God or a hostage to your ego. The heavy is the root of the light. The still is the master of unrest. Realizing this, the successful person is poised and centered in the midst of all activities. Although surrounded by opulence, he is not swayed. Why should the lord of the country flit about like a fool? If you let yourself be blown to and fro, you lose touch with your root. To be restless is to lose one's self-mastery. This reminds me of the story of the two birds where there's one bird sitting on a branch, observing everything. There's another bird going down and eating sour fruit and then eating sweet fruit and then eating sour fruit and then eating sweet fruit. And the observer is cooling it. That's the perennial joy. Other bird is in the conditional, the sweet, the sour, the ups and downs of life, and identifying those as ups and downs as opposed to being in awe and gratitude of life itself. The still is the master of unrest. So at every moment, you have the opportunity to either be a host to God or a hostage to your ego and carry on that tranquility, calmness, or a hostage to your ego where it's pandemonium, it's conditional, it's programmed based. This is how I've lived my life for the past 20 something years. And when I come to this type of event or this type of activity or receive these type of emotions, then I have to behave this type of way and now act this type of way. That's ego. And now you're going to be seeking more pleasurable moments and trying to go away from the unpleasurable. But that's also one of the same coin. So you're going to identify this as pleasurable or unpleasurable as opposed to seeing the oneness and all. And when you're not separating and not seeing the oneness, that's when you're suffering the most. So the main thing is being rooted, being grounded, emptying your mind, emptying your heart so that you can have a reaction of calmness to everything in life. So you're not identifying this as that and that. So we don't have to say this is a beautiful sunrise or that's such a beautiful person. We can just enjoy the moment without separating. And using external factors to determine the inner state of your mind, that's you blowing to and fro. You feel me? That's you not being grounded or rooted, and then you have no agency. You're using your very limited thoughts to justify a state of being that you don't want to be in, right? Traffic or blah, blah, blah. Now you're frustrated and you're like, well, because there's traffic, I can be frustrated in this moment and I should be frustrated in this moment. And every time I saw traffic before, I was frustrated. So now frustration. But we have to just see the calmness and the oneness in it all. You can say, my boss tweaked and la, 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 anger. So, but because he did something that was unacceptable, I have the right to be angry now. Not only do I have that right, I am angry. I'm going to show behavior of anger. That's being hostage to your ego. That's not being the host to God type shit.